Hi, my name is Steve and welcome to the Seaside Allotment channel. And I've always been asked about my smoothies. I'm always mentioning smoothies when I'm going around the plot and harvesting and the like. So yeah, I thought I'd do a video just about the smoothies. Now people say, well, what's in your smoothie mixes, Steve? And really it's a difficult question to answer because basically it's different, not maybe every week, but every few weeks it changes because it's always just a really big selection of leafy greens from the plot. Now, you know, one of the important things about the smoothie in my kind of harvesting methodology is that to a large extent the smoothies are made up from plants that are really good, still really healthy, but they're not a good enough quality to include, say, in the salad mixes or the brassica mixes. Now that's not always the case because sometimes we just have an abundance of really high quality leaves, but sometimes we don't. And at the moment, for example, we've got some spinach which is just going to seed, and it's been going to seed really for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and the quality of the leaves is just, it's not good enough for stir fries. We've got really good spinach in other beds. But the little florets, you know, the little flower heads are just great in smoothies. So I've been picking those like crazy. And there's always examples like that, you know. So for example, at the moment, we've got masses and masses of really nice red lettuce and got way too much. But red lettuce is really good in the smoothie mixes. It's really healthy. And before it bolts, you know, best get it used up. And so that's the general philosophy. Now the other thing that I like to bear in mind is when I'm making up a smoothie mix, I like a balance of leaves that are high in oxalates, like say spinach leaves or the New Zealand spinach leaves, and things that are lower in oxalates like brassica leaves and lettuce leaves. And so I'll always be getting a mix of those. And so for the moment, for example, we're using Brussels tops, fantastic Brussels leaves, Brussels sprout leaves, which are just fantastic in the smoothie mix. One of the healthiest brassica leaves, if not the healthiest of all the brassica leaves. Radish tops, so I always leave some radish tops just to grow just for the leaves, and they're a brassica leaf. And turnip greens, and and high in oxalates we've got, what is it? We've got, beetroot leaves and spinach leaves. And then sort of neutral, we've got some salad leaves. So I'll just quickly show you around the plot the things that I'm talking about, and then I'll show you the mix, and they'll be done. So there we go. So this is a spinach bed, and what a shame to pull this out because it's still growing really nicely, and you know, but the leaves, they're not, you know, these are no good for making stir fries and the like. But these are what I'm talking about. These little rosettes, which will soon be flowers, these are just perfect. And so picking these like crazy, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, and they're really nice in the smoothie mixes. And then these are radishes, and what a mess these look, but these leaves, really nice. They're a little bit furry. You don't want them in your salads, I don't think, but smoothie mixes, perfect. A bed of sprouts really early in the season. In fact, these was planted, I think it was November, December time last year. Little clumps of 3 plants, and we've been eating these for many months now, and just look at these leaves, absolutely perfect. And of course you can eat these, but they're beautiful steamed. In fact, they're one of my favourite steamed greens, but we've got so many of them that yeah, I use them in the mixes as well. And the sprout tops are just coming now, and then if you take these sprout tops out in a few weeks time, then sprouts will start to form on the stems. So not only will we, you know, use these for greens, but we'll actually have some sprouts in summer. So these are the red lettuces, and you can see that they're big, you know, big lanky leaves, and you know, I'm not very keen on them in the salad mixes at the moment. They're not the best, but yeah, really healthy red leaves, great. And then here's some beetroot. These are golden beetroot. These are gorgeous leaves, and you can eat those steamed, of course, but great in smoothie mixes too. Now, we don't have any chard at the moment, but we've got these fantastic beetroot leaves. These are bolt hardy, and just, you know, 1 or 2 leaves in the life of the plant don't harm the growth of the beetroot itself, but yeah, leaves are fantastic. And soon we'll have chard, but I'm not picking this, I'm just giving it a few more weeks before I start picking it. But we are picking, just starting to pick these turnip greens, because yeah, I like some brassica leaves in the mix. And I always think, you know, plants grow better, even small plants like this grow better when you start picking them. Not too many, just 1 leaf per plant until they really get going. But when the plant knows it's being picked, it thinks it's being attacked and eaten, so it just puts on an extra spurt of growth. And it also starts creating chemicals in the leaves to fight off potential attackers, and it's those chemicals that are super healthy for humans. I also like some spring onion tops, and you can see we've got quite a tangled mess down here. Some of these are just ordinary onions, but some of these are spring onion clumps, and we tend to cut the tops off the spring onion clumps, but those tops are just beautiful in the smoothie mix. So I tend to put in a couple of kale leaves and maybe a bit of dazzling blue. So that's pretty much it. So there we go, that's what we end up with. So each Monday I do 7 of these, 4 for Tony, and he has half of one of these containers in his smoothie every day, and 3 for me, because I'll be harvesting some more at the end of the week for me, and I have a whole container in my smoothie. So what do we add to these smoothies? Because, you know, that on its own wouldn't be very palatable. So I've done a lot of messing around with the total smoothie mix over the years, and you know, to me the smoothie mixes are medicine. They're not really the most tempting of drinks in the world. You know, I much prefer a Diet Coke, for example. I know I try and live healthy and all that sort of thing, but I do like my Diet Cokes occasionally. But they're like a medicine. They're absolutely supercharged, and you know, I'm highly motivated to take my medicine, because anybody who's seen my history, you know, they know that, you know, years ago, before I started the allotment 3 years ago, I was hobbling around for half of my life, often on crutches, arthritis in all my major joints, and you know, in a lot of pain and endless fatigue, and you know, it just wasn't good. But since I got the allotment, loads of fantastic green veggies and fruit, hands in the soil and all that sort of thing, fresh air, sunshine, you know, I'm much improved. And although I have to manage my workload so I don't get too tired, I'm pretty much symptom free now, and smoothies are a big part of that, so I'm highly motivated. But what do I do with my smoothies? So basically I take 1 of those containers, put it in the blender, add an apple, about half a pint of water, not an apple, sorry, a banana, about half a pint of water, a little bit of Athletic Greens, which is a green sort of health powder thing, and that just provides, you know, it's I only had a small amount, it's about 1/3 of a heaped tablespoonful, but I find that just there's a few nutrients that I'm slightly low on in my diet, and that provides all of those. What else did I put in? Some apple cider vinegar, so about 1.5 tablespoons full. I don't actually measure it, I just pour it in, and that really improves the taste. I find that you know, the smoothie mix can be just a little bit overpowering in the taste department, but you add the apple cider vinegar in, it just gives it that, you know, kind of sharp, fresh bite. It's really nice. Takes a bit of getting used to, but it's really nice once you've done it. And then depends on the season, but sometimes I'll change the banana, and I'll put, once we've got pears and apples and stuff on the allotment, I'll put pears and apples in there, and that's pretty much it. And you know, just liquidize it up and then drink it straight away, because it's important not to let it oxidize very much. And what else? Is there anything else? There's one more important thing, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, it's important to get some oil at the same time as you're having all of those greens, because there's lots of fat soluble vitamins that aren't absorbed in the body unless they're taken with fat at the same time. And so I tend to just put a tablespoonful of avocado oil in there into the smoothie mix. But if you're having the smoothie mix at the same time as, say, nuts or something like that, then you don't need to do that. So that's pretty much it. That's how I do the smoothies right now in the beginning of June. And actually, it's about the worst time for smoothies. Winter's fantastic, such amazing greens in winter. But I have pretty much one of those smoothies every single day of the year. So I hope you like this video. There'll be questions and suggestions and hints and tips and all that. And I'll see you soon.